Good evening, everyone. It's definitely a bit cooler tonight. Hope you've all been out barbecuing, enjoying the dry weather before the rain comes on Tuesday. Anita, how's that lamb doing? I'm really interested to watch what it's like. And Jeanette, yours looked awesome yesterday, so that's one for me to try. Yes, it's just great to see everybody's pictures and that you're enjoying yourselves. Barbecue keeps you going. So tonight, just because I like baking on my barbecue, I thought it would be a good idea just to show you that you can do a few treats. So we're going to do some scones tonight, and also you can turn that into a pudding by making a fruit cobbler. So you can stew any fruit you've got. I've actually peeled and sliced some apples and pears, and then put some of the scones actually on the dish on top of the fruit to sort of make a cobbler. So we're cobbling together tonight the fruit cobbler, scones, and also I haven't just lit the barbecue just to do the scones. I've got tonight's dinner cooking in there as well, just to show the versatility of the Kamado Joe. Tonight it's a freezer aid. I've got some nice bits of cod there, of herby fish rub and some creme fraiche and some spinach. But in the Joe I've got a tray of some roasted vegetables. They're just going to sit there and cook whilst I do the scones and the cobbler. So anybody joining us tonight?
We've got Malcolm Salmon is in. His sister Rosie's in. Hi Rosie.
Hi Rosie.
Marcus has just joined.
Hi Marcus. Sporting your lovely t-shirts that are available on your website, showing the barbecue love, barbecue family. So yeah, so giving this an airing. I have got my apron here to put on because I always feel I should wear an apron when I'm cooking, but I'll put that on in a minute.
Marcus says nice t-shirt. That's perfect.
T-shirt. So yeah, they come in all sizes and different colours, and you can also get hoodies and other barbecue wear. You need to start marketing your flowery shirts, Marcus, and then I'll perhaps market mine. Right, so I'll put my pinny on now and start making my scones. And it's quite a special day today for me, because 5 years ago, making these particular scones won me my title of West Country Baking Champion at the Exeter Food and Drink Festival. And that was the start of my sort of cooking journey, really. I had to design an afternoon tea, and I created some sandwiches, some scones, and a lemon drizzle cake. But it wasn't just a lemon drizzle cake. The sandwich was sharpen brie and copper ham from the Good Game Boys, and some of my homemade gluttony chutney. And it was called a topsy-turvy sandwich because one side of bread was brown, one side was white, and it meant you could have it either way. And my scones were made with dried fruit, but using dried apricots, and there should be cranberries, but I've run out of cranberries, so I had to scurry around in my cupboard, and I've got some golden sultanas, so that's what would normally go in my scones. So in here I've got 225 grams of self-raising flour, teaspoon of baking powder. Into there I'm going to put 50 grams of butter. Okay, so that's going to go into there. You need to rub that in, Okay, so in we go with our hands. Any questions? Fire away.
Yeah, Nita says hi.
Hi, Anita.
Marcus says looking fab, thank you. Brian Hensley says hi, Sue.
Hi, Brian. Your kadai look great there. The curry you were cooking.
Sister says she's barbecuing on the coals tonight.
Oh, great.
Awesome stuff. Yeah, Marcus says he might also want to look into marking your barbecue slippers as well.
They are on tonight. It's a bit chilly tonight. Must better light the fire pit later, perhaps.
And it says, you're amazing. Marcus says she is. And then she says, flipping heck, is that champagne?
The drink tonight is Carver, not champagne, Carver. And because I'm doing a sort of an afternoon tea, late afternoon tea, we're going to have some bubbles. So cheers, everyone. Well spotted, I'd forgotten about that, and that's my first sip today. So you just need to rub the butter in. Just check on the temperature over there. Yeah, so I've got my new ash basket in my Kamado Joe because my fire grate broke the other day. So if you can see that down there. So I've got the new ash basket in because I've got the original sort of classic, the classic one. So it's just interesting to see what sort of temperatures I get and the amount of charcoal that I burn. But what did we cook the other day? Oh, we did the rotisserie. Yes, so that worked really well using very little charcoal. Right, so that's just about rubbed in. You want it so it looks a bit like breadcrumbs. Maybe a little bit more.
Let us know if you've done any baking recently on your barbecues or anything like that in the comments.
I must do a pavlova one day. But I need to make that before and put it in. I have got some scones actually in there at the moment. So when I finish doing these, hopefully, when I open the lids, it'll be my Blue Peter moment of here's one I prepared earlier. Right, so that's just about rubbed in. Got 50 grams of caster sugar. That's going to go in. Give that a bit of a mix. And then I'm going to, oh, I forgot the fruit. Put the fruit in. Mix that as well. You could have plain scones or you could just use dried mixed fruit. You could add in dates, you could add in nuts. I made some rock cakes similar to this sort of mixture before lockdown with some of Mark Dennis's amazing salamis and meats, which work really well. So you can have savoury scones, sweet scones, but we're having sweet because it's got fruit in and it's like afternoon tea. So in here as well, so we've got to mix that in the middle and a little bit of milk. A scone mixture is a bit like pastry. You don't want to overwork it really, but you want it on the wetter side rather than the drier side. I just need to have a little sneaky peek. Actually, if you can focus in on that, I just need to check what's cooking. Oh, yeah, that's okay. That's doing okay. Right, okay. So I'm just going to add a little bit more milk.
Anita says her lamb is still cooking.
Gosh. And are you still drinking the wine, Anita? But you're hungry. Woo. A little bit more milk.
Mike Saunders says, is it scone or scone?
And For people who don't know where I live in Devon, and in Devon the debate has already started. It's cream first in Devon, guys, so you can of course make it however you like. And what you could do, when you build your scone, you could put cream and jam on and then sandwich it together, and then you could turn it upside down, and then depending what county you're in, you can have it either way. You could call it a topsy-turvy scone, I suppose, like my sandwich. I'm just going to add a little bit more milk into there. So you want it on the wetter side rather than the drier side.
Jeanette Harvey just popped in. She says, "Evening, Sue. Just made it in time after making the curry."
Jeanette. Oh yes, with your lamb. I bet that tastes amazing. Right, that looks about there now. So just bring that together with your hands. I say you don't want to work the scone mixture too much. Okay, let's put that down there.
Got a few people agreeing with you on the scone, scone slash scone.
Yeah. Okay,
front.
Yeah. Do you say scone or scone? And it's the jam first or cream first, isn't it? Always that.
I'd personally say scone, but I would put cream first. We've got nobody piping up talking jam first.
Okay.
Everybody's agreeing with the cream.
Okay, so just bring it together. So you don't want to work it too much at all. And then you don't even need a rolling pin. You can just gently use your hands. Now you can choose whatever size you want. I like to do the small ones, because then if that's not quite enough, you can always go back for your second scone. Whereas if you use the big one, you might not have enough room for another one. So yeah, so I like to make little ones and they last longer. The neighbours are going to be in for a treat again, because they're going to have some scones going over the fence later. Right, so that's about the thickness. You want them quite deep so that they rise, and then when you press out them, you don't twist it, because by twisting it, it will stop it rising when it goes in the oven. And then just carefully push them out, and I'm going to put these just on a plate for now, and I'll cook them later on once the others come out. So just carry on cutting them out. And then a tip that Richard Hunt gave me. Richard Hunt, he owns the Devon Scone Company, so he makes loads of scones. So once you've actually cut them out, you actually need to leave them for 20 minutes or so. You don't need to put them in the oven straight away. Leave them for 20 minutes just to sort of let them stabilise, and they'll help them rise in the oven. So I'm just passing you on some little tips there. But yeah, so don't twist them. You can use a fluted cutter or a plain one. Obviously if you've got fruit in, it won't always cut through. Because a good scone is when it's baked, you don't actually use a knife to cut it. When it rises and it sort of splits, that's where you should sort of tear it in half without using a knife. Any more questions, anybody?
Well,
everyone's
just
salivating.
Just soaking it in. If anybody else has any scone top tips, throw them in, let us know. Or if you're baking anything or cooking anything tonight, Be good to hear what you're doing.
It's just a bit sticky, but it should be right. So it's best to be on the wet side than the dry side. I'm just hoping it's just keeping an eye on that temperature as well. It can go a bit hotter. I say normally if you cook these in a domestic oven, you want about 200 for about 10 minutes. But I tend to bake at a lower temperature in the dough. And because the heat's coming from underneath, don't want to burn the bottom. So then you can just roll that back up.
Mike says, do you do savoury ones? So savoury scones?
Yes, cheese scones, nice with smoked cheese, bacon. Put some chorizo in. Yeah, anything. If you've got any cheese left over in the fridge, I reckon bacon and Stilton will go nice. So yeah, so it's just going to pop these out. On there.
We've got Dan Jones popped in. He says, love your cook-ups.
Hi Dan. Thanks for watching.
He says, nice slippers too. What's better, slippers or flip-flops?
I would say slippers are better, just in case any hot coals get dropped on the floor, or even to protect you if you drop a sharp knife. So I would say slippers.
You're going to bring out a line of, what's it called, steel-capped slippers.
But bare feet barbecuing, I don't recommend at all. I know some of you probably do, but slippers, flip-flops. Mike, you've probably got your Crocs on, haven't you? So yes, so that's that last little bit. Let's see how we're going. You're hungry, Ashley.
Hungry for scones, yeah. Big time.
So yeah, so I've got my my helpful assistant tonight, and I have actually got a new phone. My other one was starting to play up a little bit, so I spent all day yesterday transferring everything over, so I'm still not used to the new one, but hopefully it'll take some better videos and pictures. Right, so that's that done, and this little bit that's left, that's the chef's perk, that bit. Well, that's a bit small for chef's perk. Normally I'd have made sure I'd got a bigger one. That's not even going to cook well. I'll leave it on there. Right, so I'm just going to wash my hands quickly.
We've got Jeanette saying, where's the barbecue blouse, Sue?
I was sporting Marcus's t-shirt earlier. I can show you that one, Jeanette.
And Phil Clark says, I can see you making quite a few there. You're in the southeast.
Southwest, Devon. This is my attire for tonight, Jeanette. My barbecue family t-shirt. Now I wore this, and lots of us wore this when we all went to Grillstock last. That was fun. Can't see that happening for a while. Oh, that wasn't happening even before what's happening now. So right, those will be ready to cook later, and then, so I say, a little tip is to let them stand for 20 minutes, and then you want to brush them with a little bit of beaten egg and milk. And when you do, you don't really want it to go down the side, and again, if you get it on the side, that's going to stop it rising up. But I won't do them all. They can sit there and stand there for a little while. So that I'll do that just before they go in the oven. So I just have another little sip of the fizz, because it's thirsty work. Right, I'm now going to have a look and see what's inside. I don't know if they're going to be quite ready yet, but let's open and see. Oh, right, so they are cooking. So that's the fruit cobbler. So in there I've got some apples and pears and a little bit of cassis from the drinks cabinet, and some scones on the top, and these ones are just, they're getting, oh, they're browning underneath. So you want a bit more colour on the top, so I think I'll just try and crank the heat up a little bit, but I reckon they're nearly done. I think I'm going to give them a few more minutes. So the thing is with baking, the higher the temperature you risk getting the bottoms overcooked, but you will add to the colour on the top, but it's getting that happy medium. And I did use the pizza stone to cook them last time and they seem to work okay. So I will just get the heat up just a little bit, just to try and get a bit more colour on the top. But it doesn't really matter, because you're going to break them open and put jam and cream on and eat them, and they'll be fine. So it's not a domestic oven, it's a barbecue, and that's how it works. Any more questions?
Jeanette says grill stock. Now that's a place I'd love to be. I need to get the gear to wear.
Gotta get a t-shirt, Jeanette. I remember there was loads of us. We all stood up, and there was Mel and Glenn and Fred and Kate was there, and loads of people. I must dig out the picture. That was a fun day. It was a really hot sunny day, and all the barbecue teams competing, and music and beer, and the food was amazing. So yeah, nice to have memories.
Maybe everyone's waiting for you to start your own barbecue festival. Maybe we have your own, maybe a Country Wood Smoke branded meetup.
We've been doing tailgating. Marcus, you had one near you. That was about 2 years ago, was that, in the field? And I know some of you have various ones in your various counties, because obviously we're spread all over, aren't we? So
Mike says it should be called Sue Fest.
no.
I like it, Mike. I like it. I'd obviously be, production manager. can't get away from it, can I?
So yeah, so we'll just give them a few more minutes, and then we might have to try one.
Dion says tailgate party. I think he's looking forward to one. When this is all over, we'll have to organise one.
Yeah, nice. Yeah.
Alan Bernard says, do you travel to Essex?
Not usually, unfortunately. I could probably post some of these.
Well, maybe we're going to do the Sue Stoneman tour around the UK. Set up a few tailgates to hit in the summer.
I have to be working the end of the summer. I don't know how I'm going to fit it all in.
Go on sabbatical.
I have enjoyed, and I'm sure all you guys have enjoyed, the weather, and perhaps you've had a bit more time to cook outside, and I found it quite relaxing, and it's kept me going really. So
I was thinking you could have a big fire tour around the UK as well. That'd give you a reason to get some time.
Yeah,
not off work, you would be working,
like
The,
real hot, big fire. Right, I think I'm going to just have a look at these. The fruit cobbler I think these are done. I'm going to leave the cobbler on there because they're still a bit squidgy. I think I'm going to take some of these out. They're nice and light.
and were these the same size as the ones you've just made?
Yes, these are the small ones. You see, they are starting to colour. They are just starting to colour. So what I'm going to do is to take them out. They smell delicious. Oh, I don't know if you can smell delicious. They'll taste delicious. Leave that one on a bit longer. Okay, right, so I'll show you what's cooking underneath while they just cool a little bit. Let me just put my gloves on. So that's the cobbler. So under there, I don't know if you can see that, I've got a roasting pan with some potato, beetroot, leeks, broccoli and some tomatoes. And then once that's cooked, I'm going to stir in the spinach and so it all wilts, and then add in the creme fraiche, and then just put the fish on the top and let that cook. So that's for tea tonight. So I'll leave that there and close the lid, because they've been sat on the liquid there, they're still a bit squidgy, so that needs a bit longer. So close the lid, that can tick away. Right, so as you see, they haven't got a lot of colour on the top, but I don't mind that because I know that's not going to happen. And they haven't risen perhaps as much as I'd like them to, but hey ho. So you should in effect be able to break them in half like that. Look at that.
And that was without a knife.
So that's what you should be able to do. So that's good. And then we're going to go for the cream first, because we're in Devon. It should be clotted cream. I don't have any clotted cream, so this is double cream that I've just whipped up. So it should have double cream.
Got George Orange thinking he might host last-minute competition for in Surrey. Oh, yeah. Petition, sorry, not competition. Alex Shepherd is licking his lips. Anita says they look blooming lush.
And jam of choice, or this is my own jam. Honey goes nice actually with these. Passion fruit curd, lemon curd, raspberry jam, strawberry jam. This is all that I have in my cupboard. Last year's crop from my friend Alison. She's got some nice plum trees. Nice dollop of jam on the top there.
Oh wow. Look at that.
On there. So there we have our scones, fruit scones, cooked on the barbecue on the Kamado Joe. Oh look, the right colour too. So I suppose you want me to eat one now. So yeah, so as it's afternoon tea, so if you can't get out for your afternoon tea, you can have your scones at home and have some bubbles. So cheers. I'm going to have a little taste. I think they're lighter than cooking them inside.
That's good. I've got Mike saying ace job. George says top job. And it says enjoy. Addy says I think he wants some scones as well. Well, we're going to have quite a few. We could host on other times. We could host a afternoon tea. Rosie says they're looking scrum. Oh so scrum. They're having baked banana stuffed with Mars bar for dessert.
Oh, Mars bar. Nice.
That's a fantastic and simple dessert. That's amazing. We've had quite a few of those recently. We did chocolate orange we've had in there. We've had, what else have we had chocolate wise? Just that? Easter eggs? Yeah. Ice cream as well. If you've got some ice cream with it as well, Rosie. Oh my gosh.
Right, so what we'll do is, so they need a little bit longer, and that's going to be our dessert for later. It's probably time for me to get the vegetables out. So what I'll do is, like I usually do, is I'll post a picture of our finished dishes later, we're going to tuck into a feast actually tonight. And so I'll sign off, wishing you all a lovely evening, and have a safe week, everybody. Thanks for watching.